Hi, this is cancer update video number 3. I've just had my second dose of chemotherapy. The side effects are kind of starting to kick in. They usually come like 2 days after you've finished the chemo. So I'm recording this on Tuesday evening, Tokyo time, and I had my chemo Saturday, 4 o'clock I think, so it's 48 hours, so that finished on Monday 4 o'clock, and it takes 2 days for the poison to get out of your body. The reason I'm hiccuping a lot is one of the side effects is it's not a side effect of the chemotherapy, it's a side effect of one of the drugs that you take to minimise the other side effects. So one of the very common side effects of chemotherapy is a lot of vomiting. Because I have a very low vomit threshold, which means I vomit very easily, I've been given the strongest anti-vomit drugs before, during and after the chemotherapy. And one of those drugs, side effect is persistent hiccups, which means hiccups that last over an hour. At the moment, those hiccups are not painful, they're just very annoying. Last time, when I had the hiccups, it was a very, very extreme pain every time I hiccuped because of some acid damage that had happened to my esophagus. But that acid damage seems to have healed up. As you can see, I've got a skin rash. That's not a side effect of the chemotherapy, that's a side effect of a drug that goes along with the chemotherapy to help it work better. That skin rash is from my first chemotherapy, which was 2 weeks ago. It was much, 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 much worse than what it is now. It was 24 hours of pain, terrible burning pain, I couldn't even sleep. Yeah, a gash on my head, just because I had to take some very strong sleeping pills last night that made me dizzy, and I fell over and smashed my head open, which is not good. This video is going to be just questions and answers, really, because lots of people have asked me very good questions. So it's going to be kind of a random order, but I will do my best. I know I'm speaking fast. I'm going to try and slow my speech down a bit to be a bit clearer, especially with these hiccups. I haven't got the camera in a great position either. So, my friend Emily asked how am I feeling, and what was my life like before getting the cancer diagnosis. I'm feeling okay, really, physically anyway. I've got these side effects. At the moment, the only side effect I'm getting from the chemo, as of today, the side effect today is like nerve damage in my mouth and tongue, lining of my mouth, and the gums and the teeth, which means that if I have a cold drink, it's very painful, that kind of thing. I don't know why my lip looks odd. But other than that, I'm feeling physically okay. Emotionally, I don't know, I guess I'm okay as well. I literally don't remember a lot of my life before cancer. The memories are kind of just been eclipsed by, all of this. At the moment, my life is cancer, 24 hours a day, really. When I'm awake, there's always something cancer-related going on. It's quite an effort just to take care of myself on a daily basis, especially making sure I eat and I drink enough. I need to rehydrate a lot, especially after chemo. It might possibly help flush out the chemo stuff. I don't know if that's true for my chemo, but it will definitely flush out some of these anti-side effect drugs. Just to give you a very rough idea, the days immediately after chemo, I'm taking 24 4 pills or something, spread over in 3 doses throughout the day, different pills, a lot of stuff, really. So, yeah, getting those flushed out of my system was going to be a good thing, really. So just remembering to take the pills. I have to write a diary of the food and drink I have and when I have it, because if I don't, I often just don't eat, because I don't, even when I get hungry, I don't emotionally have an appetite. So thanks for that question, Emily. Emily is a dear school friend. Recently kind of got back in touch with her after being out of touch for 18 years, really. So that's been it's just been lovely, and she made a couple of sweet videos for me. And I hated school, and she was one of the people who made it bearable for me. So I really appreciate her friendship so much. Yeah, it was just great to get back in touch with her, and she seems to be doing really well, and has lovely kids and that kind of stuff. My friend Angela asked a lot of good questions, some of which I'm going to answer in this one, some of which I might answer in a later video. One thing she said is what support that I've been getting means the most to me. That's a difficult question, because I've been getting a lot of support and it all means so much. Thing that really means a lot is people watching these videos, and if you can comment either on YouTube or when I post on Facebook, and if you can share the videos, that's really good. The biggest practical support, which I said in a previous video, is when people write on Facebook or whatever that they donated to the fund, to the cancer fund, because melodramatic as it seems, that cancer fund is a chance for me to either buy my life, as in could help me live quite a bit longer, or if it doesn't, it will still probably improve the quality of my life, because it's paying for immunotherapy, and that boosts your immune system. Chemotherapy destroys your immune system, so anything that can boost my immune system will mean I'm less likely to get the infections and things that cause a lot of problems and cause people to have to stop taking chemotherapy sometimes. So whenever anyone, I've noticed this, whenever anyone writes on Facebook that they made a donation, I see their friends making other donations, or their family members who don't know me making other donations. So the donations, obviously there's the financial support, but also every time I see a donation it makes me very, very happy. Because it's just amazing, people, especially people I don't know, donating their money. It's just incredible. So that's helped a lot. The messages help a lot, but the comments and things on Facebook help. I've generally been very anti-Facebook in the past, but at the moment it's been a huge thing. My family are not such a support, because it's very, very tough for them, obviously. They're going through hell as well, and they often feel there's nothing practical for them to do. My kids are a huge support, because my son, who is 7, Edward, he does understand what's happening. He does understand I might not be around for a lot longer, so he's been very supportive. My daughter Jessica, she's almost 3, and she just continues regardless, and that's fantastic. She's full of energy, and she's been growing up very, very, very quickly, so it's lovely to see, especially her language skills. Angela also asked about, for other people, kind of what are the do's and don'ts when you have cancer. I'd say that the first big kind of thing you must do, if you have a friend or family member with cancer, tell them this, is that you must be clear on what your situation is. Really, really ask the doctors questions, proper questions. Write them down before you go into the meetings, because your mind will go blank, regardless of how clear-headed you usually are. When I was going into those first meetings, I would write 15, 20 questions down, and literally go sit through and tick them off as I asked them. I wouldn't leave until I asked them all. And the doctors, at least the UK doctors, were very, very happy to answer all the questions. And most of my Japanese doctors have been very happy to answer the questions as well. And I write down their answers, and if I don't understand, I ask them again. It is so clear to me that a lot of people with cancer do not understand their diagnosis. They don't understand what it really means, what cancer exactly they have. They don't understand things like when cancer spreads from one place to another, you don't have a second type of cancer, you've got the same type of cancer in another place. So I originally had bowel cancer that has spread to my liver. I do not have liver cancer, I have bowel cancer, secondary bowel cancer of the liver. Now, the reason that is so relevant is because when you tell people with cancer in their liver, they might say, oh, well, I heard about this great treatment, blah, 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 and you look into it and it can't be used for you because you don't have liver cancer, you have a cancer that spread to the liver. If you have breast cancer that spreads to your lungs, it's very, very different from having lung cancer, that was caused by smoking or whatever, spread somewhere else. It's very, very important to understand the staging. So currently cancers are divided into 4 stages, but different aspects of the cancer, especially when it's spread, are given different stages as well. So understanding the staging, stage 1, very early stage cancer, many, many, many stage 1 cancers can be cured. Okay, stage 2, I think that means it's spread locally in that organ. So if like stage 1 cancer might be one tumour in the lung, stage 2 might be several tumours in the lung. Stage 3 is it spread outside of the lung but still kind of local. Stage 4 is it spread to distant organs. So my cancer is stage 4. A lot of stage 4 cancers are terminal, meaning they can't be cured. Some stage 4 cancers, if you have chemotherapy, they can shrink down the tumours enough, and even some of the tumours in the lymph nodes might even go completely, and then it could change into, I don't know, early stage 4 or kind of even a stage 3 cancer, and then maybe curable. You could have cancer that started in the liver, spread somewhere else, and the chemotherapy shrinks it down enough for you to have liver surgery and have your cancer cured, which is fantastic. But if you do have, told you have cancer, or if a family member or friend has cancer, understand that. Especially understand that when you're reading about other people talking about their cancers, especially if they have miraculous cancer cure or some nonsense like that. All that stuff is basically nonsense. It almost always comes from them not understanding their cancer, also not understanding the treatment that they're having and the purpose of the treatment, because it's very different to have treatment that is curative, so they're trying to cure you, or treatment that is trying to slow down a cancer, maybe open up other treatment options, or treatment that is designed to stop the cancer coming back. So if someone has chemotherapy and then they're able to have surgery, they're often told have more chemotherapy because it really does you a lot of good because it prevents the cancer coming back. So you often hear these miraculous stories of someone saying, I stopped my chemotherapy because the side effects were so bad and I wanted a natural cure and I started chewing vine leaves or some nonsense like that and I'm now cancer free. Well, that person, their cancer was cured by the surgery and helped a lot by the initial chemotherapy, and then the doctors, as a preventative measure, were recommending more chemotherapy, which the person refused. And often if people have their cancer cured by surgery, some of them it doesn't come back without having chemo, which is fantastic. It's nothing to do with chewing vine leaves or whatever nonsense they came up with. So when you read this stuff on the internet, it is just nonsense. I'm going to do a part 2 Q&A 1 video. So thank you so much for listening. Please go to the fundraising page and make a small donation if you can, because that makes a huge help for me. Okay, thank you ever so much for listening. Please share this video and please leave a comment. Thanks.